What's up, guys? Out here on a beautiful spring day. Of course, there's a lot of snow still. Back where I live, there's no snow. So I just had to hike in my ballistics gel and everything because I couldn't get my car into where I normally can. Luckily, I had a tarp with me, so I was able to drag and everything on a tarp. Got my 6.8 here. We're going to set the gel on this log, and we're going to back up 300 yards, and we're going to test out the 90 grain hammer hunter and see how it performs. So let me get set up, and I'll be back in a minute. Guys, here's a quick look at a ballistics chart. So ballistics gel set up at 300 yards. You can see at 300 we still got 2149 feet per second and 923 foot-pounds of energy. Another thing to note is 10 inches of wind drift. Now this is set with a 10-mile-an-hour wind. I was dealing with 20-mile-an-hour winds this day, so I did wait in between gusts to shoot, but that is a good amount of wind drift. So this is the furthest I would definitely shoot at deer size game. If you want to go for smaller stuff, predators and whatnot, you should be able to get out to 400 yards, still over 1800 feet per second, so you'll still get bullet expansion. But at that distance, you'll have even more wind drift. I mean, you're at 20 inches of wind drift, so I would probably go with a heavier bullet at that distance. But anyway, let's get to the gel. Alright guys, so I kind of did what I don't like to do. Since I had to hike 300 yards back and forth in a foot of snow and I don't have snowshoes, I decided to shoot multiple different bullets into the gel blocks without actually coming down here and checking them out. So the first one I shot was the 90 grain hammer hunter from the 6.8. Then I used my 308 and I shot the 125 MKZ from Cavity Back and the 168 MKZ. This was the 6.8 with the 90 grain hammer hunter, so it came in a little bit of a neck, shed petals. You got petals here, and that bullet stopped right here. So a couple inches into the second block, it does still have one petal on it. Get home and then I can clean these up, hit them with the blowtorch and get them a little bit more clear, and we'll examine things a little bit more closely. Alright, so I got the gel back home now. So like I said when I was shooting, there are multiple wound channels in here, but this one right here is at 90 grain hammer hunter from the 6.8. So as you can see here, it did have a little bit of a neck to it. Took about 2.5 inches to open up. Now, I do have a theory when it comes to hollow points with the clear gel. Is if you look here how much I can stick my finger into this, there's quite a bit of, say, surface tension before you actually break through that gel. So a soft point or a ballistic tip might start to expand just from that resistance, but a hollow point is going to have to break through that resistance so that the gel can actually get inside the hollow point before the bullet expands. So in regular organic gel, it might expand a little bit quicker. So you can see the bullet track through. Petals broke off here. You got a petal there. There's a petal here, and there's one, where is it? It's right behind this little wound channel here. So I only see 3 petals at the moment. So those petals broke off, I would say, about 6.5 inches or so, and stopped about 13.5. If you look here, this wound channel on the top here is the 124 hammer hunter from the 308, so that is one of its petals. So the 6.8 petal actually went a touch further, and then you got the bullet, came the rest right there, still has one petal attached. So we have overall penetration of 19.5 inches on that leading edge. So a decent performance for a light bullet at that distance. So let me get this bullet out and we'll take some measurements of it. Alright, so I got the bullet out of the gel. Here's that retained shank with the one petal on it. So the petal, the shank with the petal, 66.8 grains. We got one petal, 2 petal, 3 petals, and pretty much back to 90. I'm missing 0.3 of a grain, so that's probably a baby fragment somewhere. Out of curiosity, I want to weigh these by themselves and see how much they really weigh. All right, so that one's small, 4.7 grains. 9.7 grains. 8.6. All right, I'll take a quick measurement of this retained shank. See how wide this thing got. Hold on, I gotta zero the caliper. That would help. All right. It's kind of hard to grab it. There we go. Just under half an inch. All right, so pretty good performance for 300 yards from this light bullet. It was getting blown around in the wind a lot, so if you're shooting 300 yards in the wind, you might want something a little heavier. Another thing I'll show you guys quick is this bullet, which I hit low, and it went in between the board and the log the board was sitting on, and it kind of just bounced between the two, and you could see the hollow point just bent over. It didn't actually expand, so if you do hit a tree branch on your way to your animal, you know, it could bend the tip like this, and then the bullet most likely will not open up inside that animal. But other than that, I think these bullets are performing pretty good. It'd be nice to do a little meat test and see kind of what they do to some actual tissue. Like always, guys, please like and subscribe, and thanks for watching.